On the 9th of October 1944, the Red Army reached the Baltic Sea near Memel after overrunning the headquarters of the 3rd Panzer Army. As a result, Army Group North was trapped in western Latvia when the Soviets cut them off from East Prussia, and by extension the rest of the German forces. A pocket was formed from Tukums and Libau, with the Baltic Sea in the west, the Irby Strait in the north, and the Gulf of Riga in the east. Adolf Hitler's military advisors, notably Heinz Guderian, the chief of the German General Staff, urged an evacuation and utilization of the troops in Courland to stabilize the front in Central Europe. However, Hitler refused and ordered the German forces in Courland and the Estonian islands Hiiumaa and Saaremaa to hold out, believing them necessary to protect German submarine bases along the Baltic coast. Hitler still believed the war could be won, and hoped that Admiral Karl Donitz's new Type 21 U-boat technology could bring victory to Germany. This would allow German forces to focus on the Eastern Front, using the pocket as a bridgehead for a new offensive. Hitler's refusal to evacuate the Army Group North resulted in the entrenchment of more than 200,000 German troops, largely of the 16th Army and 18th Army, in western Latvia. Thirty-three divisions of the Army Group North, commanded by Feldmarschall Ferdinand Schorner, were cut off from East Prussia and spread out along a front reaching from Riga to Liepāja, retreating to the more defensible position on the Courland Peninsula, abandoning Riga. Stamp used in Courland Pocket, Soviet forces launched 6 major offensives against the German and Latvian forces entrenched in the Courland Pocket between the 15th of October 1944 and the 4th of April 1945. The German two-phase withdrawals during the execution of the second stage of the Soviet Baltic Offensive, subsequent to the pocket being formed in the Baltic Offensive's first stage, the Memel Offensive Operation. From 15 to the 22nd of October 1944, Soviets launched the Riga Offensive Operation on the 15th at 10 o'clock after conducting a heavy artillery barrage. Hitler permitted Schorner to commence withdrawal from Riga on the 11th of October, and the city was taken by the 3rd Baltic Front on the 13th of October. The front stabilized with the main remnant of Army Group North isolated in the peninsula. From the 27th of October to the 25th of November, Soviets launched an offensive trying to break through the front towards Skrunda and Saldus, including at one point initiating a simultaneous attack by 52 divisions. Soviet forces also attacked southeast of Liepāja in an attempt to capture that port. 80 divisions assaulted the Germans from 1 to the 15th of November in a front 12 kilometers wide. The Soviet breakthrough stalled after roughly 4 kilometers. The third phase of the fighting started on the 21st of December with a Soviet attack on Germans near Saldus. The Soviet Second Baltic and First Baltic fronts commenced a blockade, precipitating the German defense of the Courland perimeter during Soviet attempts to reduce it. In this battle, serving with the Second Baltic Front's 22nd Army, the Latvian 130th Rifle Corps faced their opposites in the Latvian 19th SS Division. The battle ended on the 31st of December and the front was stabilized. On the 25th of January 1945, Army Group North was renamed Army Group Courland under Colonel General Lothar Rendulic, while Schorner was transferred to Army Group Center. In the middle of January, Guderian got Hitler's permission to withdraw 7 divisions from Courland. However, Hitler refused to consider a total withdrawal. The 4th Panzer Division, 31st, 32nd, 93rd Infantry Divisions, 11th SS Division Nordland and the remnants of the battered 227th, 218th and 389th Infantry Divisions and 15th Latvian SS Division were evacuated over the sea. On the 23rd of January, Soviet forces launched an offensive trying to break through the front toward Liepāja and Saldus. They managed to take the bridgeheads on Bārta and Vārtāja rivers, but were once prevented from a breakthrough by the Germans. The 5th battle started on the 12th of February with a Soviet attack against the Germans towards Tsuksta. Other attacks took place south of Liepāja where the Soviets massed 21 divisions, and south of Tukums where 11 divisions tried to break through the German front and take the town. On the 16th of February, the Soviets started an offensive against the 19th Division. On the 8th of May, the German instrument of surrender was signed, officially ending World War II in Europe. Dönitz, now the head of state and president of Germany, ordered Colonel General Karl Hilpert to surrender. However, German forces in the Courland Pocket had their communications severed, and the blackout meant they did not receive their orders until the 10th of May, 2 days after the war had ended. At this time, the group still consisted of the remnants of 27 divisions and 1 brigade. As a result, Army Group Courland became one of the final major German formations to surrender. On the 9th of May, the Soviet Commission in Pele started to interrogate the captive staff of Army Group Courland, and general collection of prisoners began. By the 12th of May, approximately 135,000 German troops surrendered in the Courland Pocket. On the 23rd of May, the Soviet collection of the German troops in the Courland Pocket was completed. A total of about 180,000 German troops were taken into captivity from the Baltic area. The bulk of the German prisoners of war in the Soviet Union were initially held at the Valdai Hills camps. Hilpert was executed for war crimes after trial in Soviet captivity in 1947. The Soviets detained all males between the ages of 16 and 60 and conducted widespread deforestation campaigns, burning tracts of forest to flush out resistors.